Okay, we're going to talk about two-step equations. We did one-step equations on Pacing Guide 1. I want to remind you, and you'll see on the right hand of the screen, that remember inverse operations, adding and subtracting, doing and undoing. The multiplying and dividing, doing and undoing. So we're still, that's still going to be something we're going to use in solving two-step equations. I'm going to review one-step equations. Remember that in an equation like x plus 4 equals 12, that I want to get that x alone, and to get rid of that, to get that x by itself, I can get rid of plus 4 by using the inverse operation of negative 4, minus 4, minus 4, and so then I would have x equals 8. Okay, and that's one step. I'm just doing one operation. And in the second one, where we have multiplication, the inverse operation of multiplication is dividing. And in the last one with one step, I did say, remember that that fraction bar means division. Okay, so I'm unmultiplying by x by dividing by x, because dividing by 6, because 6 divided by 6 is 1, so that's x, and 42 divided by 6 is 7. Okay, both one-step equations. Now we're going to move to two-step equations where you need to do two things. So the thing to remember first off is that you need to get rid of any adding and subtracting first before multiplying and dividing. Okay, so when I'm looking at the equation 2x plus 4 equals 12, I want to eliminate or undo that plus 4. And remember, of course, we talked about you have to do that from both sides. So I have minus 4 and minus 4. And now I have 2x equals 8. So notice that I'm still not to 1x. I need to know what 1x is. So here is so I go from to a 1, I do one step, and now I'm going to do the second step. So 2 times x, I can get that x alone by dividing by 2, because 2 divided by 2 is 1, and so my answer is x equals 4. And if I wanted to check that, okay, on the side, I could substitute that in. We talked about substituting last time. So the x is 4. So is 2 times 4 plus 4, 12. And that's 8 plus 4, and that does equal 12. So there's my check. If I have any questions, I can say, yep. I put in that 4 as that x, and sure enough, that is the answer. Okay, I'm going to go to the other problem, and this one is subtracting. And I'm going to get rid of the subtraction first. I'm going to undo that minus 12. So undoing that minus 12 would mean plus 12, because minus 12 and plus 12 are opposites, right? We know that. Plus 12 to both sides, okay? And in the other one, I put that line down to separating the two sides of the equation. If that helps you organize that in your head, then I would be doing that. Okay, so what I'm going to get is 6x, and is going to be equal to 54. And again, I have to do one more step. So I have 6 times x. I'm going to divide both sides by 6. I get 1x there, and x equals 9. Okay, so really, you're not doing anything you didn't do in one-step equations, and you did them through 6th grade, so you should be really good at one-step equations. You're just doing one-step equations twice. First, you're getting rid of any adding and subtracting, and then you're undoing any multiplying and dividing. And the goal always is to get a positive x by itself. And so I want you to listen to what I'm saying. You need to have a positive x, what positive x equals, okay? Okay, here are two exceptions, or two further things to think about in two-step equations. First, I'm going to look at the one where there is an opportunity to distribute. Okay, and so if you have things in parentheses, you need to distribute first. You're not going to solve the equation at this level in 7th grade without getting rid of the parentheses. Okay, we can talk about at some point down the road in algebra, you may do that, but right now we need to get rid of those parentheses before we do anything. So I would multiply the 2 times the x and the 2 times the 6. And remember that we're multiplying both terms, okay? And that has come up several times in the distributive property. We need to do both terms, 2 times x, 2 times 6, okay? 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 6 is 12. And now I have just a regular two-step equation. I have plus 12. I'm going to take away 12 from both sides. Then I have 2x equals 6. I divide by 2. And I have x equals 3. And again, if I want to check, I can substitute in to the original problem. So that would give me 2 times, and I think that x is 3. So let's see, 3 plus 6 equals 18. So 2 times 9 does equal 18. So there's my check. Now, the last problem I want to look at is I want to look at when you have a negative x. This is going to be very important when we move to equations with variables on both sides. Okay, so, but I want to do it simply here. This actually is a two-step equation. It's a two-step equation, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to undo the plus 6. I want to get that x by itself, or the negative x. So I have minus 6, okay? And so now what I have is I have negative x equals 12. I cannot have a negative x. If I have a negative x, I am not done with the problem, okay? So what I'm going to do, what I need to do is, how do I get a positive x? If I have negative 1x, how do I make that positive 1x? Well, very easily. I can multiply by negative 1. So I multiply both sides by negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1x is x. 12 times negative 1 is negative 12. So remember that you can't have a negative x, and we know that if you multiply a negative times a negative, it's a positive. So the way of changing that to a negative x, a positive x would be to multiply by negative 1. Okay, and I'm gonna look at that. So let's look. If I have negative, right, negative x is negative 12, okay, plus 6 equals, oh, this is 6, shoot, sorry. So it's negative 6. Wait. Sorry about that, but, you know, we all make mistakes. Okay, so this is going to be, yeah, okay, keep going. Oops. Okay, there we go. The answer is 12 minus 6 is 6. Okay, so then I would multiply by negative 1, multiply by negative 1, x equals 6. Good thing I did. Now, see, here's the thing. If I had not done that check, I would not have seen that I messed that up. And how many times have you said, Mrs. C, can I redo that problem of the day or that quiz? You know what? I realized what I did wrong. I pressed submit, and I just didn't see it. That's why that check is so important, even for me. Okay, so let's say I have negative 6 plus 6 equals 12. And we know that a negative 6 is 6, so 6 plus 6 equals 12. And so I just proved that everybody, including the teacher, needs to check their problems. Okay, great job. Great job.